Good morning, and thanks for getting up with us as we kick off your Sunday. It is 6 o'clock. I'm Libby Dowsett alongside Daisy Caballero.
Good morning.
We are hoping for warmer weather because yesterday it was cold.
It was chilly. We only hit 57 degrees yesterday, so today expect warmer days.
Good.
Yes, but the clouds are going to be sticking around with us for a little bit longer, followed by maybe some lingering spotty showers because it has been rainy the last few days, right? And we are expecting for just a little bit more of that precipitation before we say goodbye and then hello to mostly sunny skies and a lot more of that sunshine. Good morning, everyone, and happy Sunday to you. So yeah, showing you that cloudy look right now through the Wells Fargo sky cam, a temperature of 55 degrees right now. Winds are calm coming up from the south-southwest at about 5 miles an hour. The rest of your current temperatures, check it out here. 54 over into Hillsboro, 53 for Tigard, 50 over to Happy Valley, looking down south, 53 for McMinnville, for Kaiser, and then also for Salem at the state capitol. So as I mentioned, sun will be peeking through the clouds right about noon, partly sunny skies, a temperature of 63 by then. And we will be seeing the low 70s by 5 o'clock to mostly sunny skies. But we get warmer, Libby. I'll show you that 7-day forecast coming up.
Thank you, Daisy.
Our objective was the destruction of Iran's nuclear enrichment capacity and a stop to the nuclear threat.
This morning, the U.S. has joined in Israel's fight against Iran. President Trump ordered the U.S. military to strike 3 nuclear sites inside Iran on Saturday. The president said Iran's major nuclear enrichment facilities were completely and totally obliterated by multiple bombs as part of Operation Midnight Hammer. The strikes on the 3 nuclear sites are the first time the U.S. has conducted a direct military attack on Iran.
Iran's key nuclear enrichment facilities have been completely and totally obliterated. Iran, the bully of the Middle East, must now make peace. If they do not, future attacks will be far greater and a lot easier.
Iran's supreme leader warned last week that any U.S. military involvement would bring irreparable damage. President Trump posting that any retaliation by Iran against the U.S. would be met with far greater force. Many Republican lawmakers have voiced support for Trump's actions, but others from both parties are speaking out in opposition. Oregon Senator Jeff Merkley criticized the move, saying in part it violates the Constitution, which requires congressional authorization for war. A monster transportation package appears headed for a vote on the Oregon House floor tomorrow. A bill to fund road and bridge projects in Oregon passed out of committee Friday with some behind-the-scenes wrangling. That includes a last-minute change-up that has some Republicans calling the process corrupt.
Aye, and the motion passes.
The transportation package would provide an estimated $14.5 billion in new revenue for transportation repairs, maintenance, and expansion projects in Oregon over the next 10 years. Republicans say it's the largest tax hike in state history.
It's absolutely the reverse. It's the flip side of accountability.
The package aims to fund a whole host of road and bridge projects. In turn, taxpayers would pay more in taxes and fees for gas, transit, new and used cars, vehicle registrations, titles, and electric vehicle road use.
For decades, Oregon has been disinvesting in our roads, and we can see it in the comparison with what other states have been paying. Washington is $1,068, California is $1,120.
The transportation package nearly didn't make it out of committee, with Democratic Senator Mark Meek saying he would not support the current version of the bill. A few days later, he was off the committee.
I was removed from this committee because of my opposition to this bill.
The legislature's website no longer shows Meek on the Transportation Committee. His photo replaced with Senate President Rob Wagner's.
Being able to go back forward and tell our cities and our counties who are struggling so much right now to know that they're going to be able to keep their basic infrastructure up and also make progress in some of these other areas.
The Oregon Capitol Chronicle reporting Senator Wagner ousted Meek from the committee and installed himself after Meek voiced concerns. Supporters say the package may not be perfect, but it's crucial.
At this moment, I just think the stakes are really high, and I don't think Oregonians can afford to take the damage, the hurt that we'll cause if we kick the can down the road.
And meantime, up in Washington, lawmakers are looking at state laws around Amber Alerts and mental health services. This comes after 3 young girls were allegedly killed by their father. A custody attorney for the girls' mother says Travis Decker, a former Army Ranger, actively looked for mental health help but came up empty-handed. After his 3 daughters went missing, Washington State Patrol says 2 of the 5 criteria to send an Amber Alert were not met: abduction and immediate danger.
Did not see him as an immediate physical danger to his children, despite the fact that he had a well-established history of mental health issues. And had they had seen it that way, those children might still be alive.
Central Washington Veterans Counseling says because of funding shortages, if Travis had sought treatment, they would have had to refer him to another facility or place him on a wait list. Portland police say they arrested 17 people in May as part of an ongoing human trafficking mission. Their efforts are focused along Northeast 82nd and Sandy, an area residents have repeatedly complained about. Police say officers towed 6 cars and gathered information on other suspects related to human trafficking. Police recommend calling 911 if you think you know someone being trafficked, or call the National Human Trafficking Hotline shown here on your screen. Well, heavy rains didn't stop Juneteenth celebrations on Saturday. Northeast Portland saw a great turnout for the 53rd annual Juneteenth parade. Attendees told our Celine Stevens, along with the fun, there's reflection on the history behind the holiday.
I think any opportunity when you see so many black people in one space, it is powerful.
There's history here. This is American history, Juneteenth.
Despite a rainy Saturday afternoon, the streets of Northeast Portland were full of people celebrating Juneteenth.
Portland is a place where, again, it's not that many black people, so when you see a lot of us come out, a lot of people that's been in this community for 40, 50 years, it's always an honor to see those people.
The 53rd annual Juneteenth Oregon event started with a parade and ended with a festival at Lillis Albina Park.
We have over 100 local vendors and corporations that have shown up to take part in our Juneteenth Oregon celebration. It's going to be a big celebration.
And while everyone was celebrating America's newest federal holiday, some also reflected on the history of the day that signified the end of slavery in the United States.
Former President Lincoln, back in those days, had to send troops down to Galveston to let the leadership, if you will, in Galveston say that blacks were free. They were free. They were no longer slaves, for that matter.
So we're here to bring about leadership and ensure people understand that it can be a fun time at the same time that we're generating energy and showing people that we're still here.
The parade in honor of Clara Peoples, who is credited with being the founder of Juneteenth Oregon.
And Clara Peoples was the black woman who first brought the tradition of celebrating Juneteenth to Oregon.
The event still going on in full force, but with some changes behind the scenes this year.
We have lost some sponsors due to DEI mandates coming out of the White House. So we are really looking for people to donate. We're operating on a much lower budget, but we're still making it happen.
Overall, the annual event rang in another successful year of celebration and community.
I'm just so thankful that Portland showed up, rain or shine. This is important, this is history, and it's beautiful to be representing not only Juneteenth, but like black culture today.
Celine Stevens, KGW News.
Alert for you this morning. The Hawthorne Bridge will be completely shut down today until 6 o'clock. That means no cars, no pedestrians, and no cyclists. The closure will allow work crews to do routine maintenance on that bridge.